Yo, what's up guys? We got pokeaim here. Now today, I'm going to be bringing you my week 1 team preparation, or the team that I'm going to be using for week 1 of the UCL versus the Toronto Togekiss, who are coached by the Heated Mo. Now before you say, because I did see some comments, Joey, I love that you're trying to give us content about the UCL, but don't upload a team building video for the week and then have your opponent see it. No, it's not gonna be like that, guys. Don't worry. I'm not that stupid. I'm actually recording this on Saturday, and my match is gonna be played on Tuesday. But this video is gonna be uploaded on Friday, a day before the actual battle takes place. So I don't know if I won or lost the battle just yet. I don't know how the battle went down, but I do know that this video will be going up before the actual battle goes up. So by the time this video goes up, I would have already known the outcome, and you guys will have to wait to see it on Saturday, a day after. But yeah, I'm playing the Heated Mo. Now a little bit of backstory about Mo before I actually get into why I picked the Pokemon I did. I actually built the team already, and I want you guys to see my thought process of going to. Part of the reason why I didn't want to record the entire building process is because I did so many calcs, and it would have been there for a while. It would have been there for a while. I was actually in call with Jamvet too, discussing potential members and stuff like that. Might have been interesting to hear his perspective on certain things. You know, us going back and forth about certain things before I finally decided on what I was going to use. But again, there's so many calcs and stuff, and if you don't know how I'm taking the league, basically, I wanted to build a team of 6 Pokemon that can defeat an entire team of 12. But what I mean by that is that I wanted whatever 6 that I ended up choosing, I wanted them to be able to have a good matchup versus whatever 6 out of 12 he picks. So let's say he picks Jirachi, Hitmonlee, Spiritomb, Archeops, Encino, Darmanitan. Whatever 6 I pick, I want it to be able to beat that. If he picks Jirachi, Clefable, Togekiss, Mega Swampert, Darmanitan, Chandelure, whatever 6 I chose, I want it to be able to deal with that. So that's my thought process when I'm going into this. It's not only scouting what my opponent does, a little bit of backstory behind Mo. He loves to hacks people. I already knew that about him. I don't necessarily have a replay to watch like I would in a Smogon tournament, but after week 1 there will be videos up on everybody's channel, and you know, whoever I have to face for week 2, I'll be able to view their video and see what they play, and you know, their play style and stuff like that. So that's something going into it. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to show you guys the finished product before we actually go into the team. Now, the way I started off with this team is I actually made all the Pokemon level 50 because that's the level they're going to be at when we're on Wi-Fi. And I did a bunch of calcs for every single spread that I wanted to use. Now the first Pokemon I decided to use was Manaphy. Now Manaphy actually has a great matchup versus his entire team. He does not have any stab super effective hits to deal with me. By that I mean that while Jirachi can have Thunder Wave, Thunder Wave doesn't hit me for damage. Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, Energy Ball, whatever it wants, and Clefable also, you know, has whatever moveset it wants. He doesn't have any stab. He doesn't have an electric type. He doesn't have a grass type. His best bet of hitting Manaphy for super effective damage is probably Bullet Seed from Cincino, Energy Ball from Chandelure, and maybe that's about it. I guess he could run whatever other coverage move he wants on his Jirachi or his Togekiss. But Manaphy was just so good versus his team. Now, I had to decide on what Manaphy I wanted to run versus him. Do I want to run a Substatic Berry set? Do I want to run a Tail Glow set and go for an offensive sweep? Do I want to run more of defensive Calm Mind set? Do I want to run the Rain Dance set? And at the end of the day, I ended up picking the Rain Dance. Again, I'm just showing you guys this because I'm showing you his team as I was going through it. I ended up picking the Rain Dance, Scald, Rest, Calm Mind set. Now, the reason I picked this is because, like I said, Mo is very much known for hacks. I'm anticipating him to bring Scarf Jirachi versus me, and maybe even Scarf Togekiss, and this defensive Manaphy can easily take that on. I'll be explaining my spread in a bit, but and keep in mind, guys, whenever I did my calcs, they were all for level 50 because that's what I'm going to be facing. So you might be saying, why does this Manaphy only have 140 speed after 160 speed investment? It's actually level 50, so just making that clear. But yeah, so the reason I decided on Manaphy is because it deals with Jirachi. Jirachi can't really threaten it. Togekiss, Mega Swampert, Darmanitan, Chandelure. It's just such a great Pokemon versus his team, and I think Manaphy was just a great pick in general. But the reason I picked the pick that I did is because I wanted to be a bit defensive. That way I could take on a potential Darmanitan as well as Mega Swampert if the rest of my team gets weakened. As well as the fact that if he does happen to bring Unaware Clefable, because he really is scared of Manaphy so much that I'm thinking he's going to want to bring Unaware Clefable, this set can actually beat it just due to Scald having that burn chance. Scald does about 25 to 30% to Unaware Clefable. counting the burn, counting the fact that I can set a brain and boost my Scald, and also I can stall out Clefable out of Moonblast. Moonblast is only doing about 30% to my spread, and I can stall it out of Moonblast by resting with hydration, and then rain boosted Scalds also do a bit more than 30%. And also if he gets like special attack drops, his unaware is gonna work that it doesn't matter. He won't even see my special attack drops coming. But that's why I really wanted Manaphy. It does well versus his team. I felt like a defensive set was safer than an offensive set that couldn't be worn down by tail slaps, by Scarf Energy Ball, Shadow Balls, even a Jirachi with Zen Headbutt or something like that, or Togekiss flinching me. This Calm Mind set, if I get up one Calm Mind, he doesn't really have a way of beating this, besides obviously flinching me to death. But the Calm Mind will enable me to take on Darmanitan as well as Chandelure and a few other Pokemon on his team. Now what my spread actually does is it allows me to outspeed Adamant Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee I believe hits 139 speed if I'm not mistaken. I could show that, but this allows me to outspeed Adamant Hitmonlee. Keep in mind guys, I did all these calcs. So I did all these spreads when I was comparing Pokemon when I was doing this. And it allows me to outspeed Adamant Hitmonlee as well as Mega Swampert. And it also gives me that bulk in HP plus defense. That way I can take on Darmanitan. Darmanitan cannot 2-hit KO me with anything, especially if it's Choice Scarf. It's barely doing 30% to me, but it can't 2-hit KO me with anything. This also allows me to eat up hits from Mega Swampert if needed. I can rest off. Also allows me to eat up hits from Jirachi as well as Togekiss. So Manaphy in itself does so well versus my opponent's team. But of course, I can't just bring one Pokemon and hope to win with that. So next up, I decided to pick Amoonguss. Now, again, this isn't my draft, guys. This is how I was building versus my opponent. I decided on Amoonguss. Now, the reason I thought Amoonguss would be so great versus my opponent is because he doesn't have a grass type. So I click Spore and something goes to sleep 100%. Even if he's running Lumberry, I can click Spore again. Also, Amoonguss can deal with Clefable, any variant, either Unaware or Calm Mind. It deals with Mega Swampert, it kind of walls it. Walls Hitmonlee, it can Spore Spiritomb and Clear Smog. It walls or takes on Kabutops really well. And also, if you didn't notice, my Amoonguss's name is 83%. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Rocky Helmet does 1/6 the max HP. We can actually look this up. Rocky Helmet, how much does it do? But if I'm not mistaken, yeah, damage the opponent for 1/6 of max HP. So basically, Amoonguss has 150 HP max. Okay. Now 1/6 of that is what, 25? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 150. Yeah, it's 25. Because 25 times 6 is 150. So, imagine Amoonguss with Tail Slap hitting me 5 times in a row because of Skill Link. And it does 83% to itself. Amoonguss will be taking 125 HP away from itself by going for any attack versus a Rocky Helmet. Cincino will be taking 83%. Excuse me, I know I was wrong there for a little while. Cincino will be taking 83% from its own attack, just hitting me, and Amoonguss eats it up. I decided that my best bet was just going physically defensive, full out physically defensive. This allows me to take on Cincino as well as Mega Swampert, Kabutops, just Pokemon like that. I can also, if needed, because Archeops is actually a pretty big threat to my team, if needed, I can eat up one Acrobatics at full HP. It can't OHKO me no matter what, unless it crits me, and I can put him to sleep with Spore. So that's if needed. Amoonguss, Spore and Giga Drain were kind of a given. Spore, I needed to bring this. I wanted to bring this. I put a Pokemon to sleep for free. He has nothing for that. Giga Drain allows me to deal with just Mega Swampert as well as Kabutops. Also doing some damage to Archeops and, Hitmonlee if needed. Amoonguss is just so nice because if he does happen to bring Scarf Jirachi, I can just switch into my Amoonguss and let him take damage. Sure, he'll be flinching me maybe, but it's going to be like a 4-hit KO, 4 to 5-hit KO on my Amoonguss. And of course, I do have Regenerator, so I can switch on out, gain some more HP. And Clear Smog was there just in case he decided to bring Calm Mind Clefable. I'm anticipating him to bring Unaware Clefable to deal with my Manaphy. Otherwise, Manaphy gives him a lot of problems. But Clear Smog is there just to deal with, just in case it is Calm Mind. And then I decided on Sludge Bomb. It was either Sludge Bomb, the last slot was either Sludge Bomb, Stun Spore, or HP Fire. Now, I decided on Sludge Bomb because Stun Spore kind of does the same thing. I feel like I checked Chandelure very well with the rest of my team, and I just wanted Sludge Bomb just in case it was a Calm Mind Clefable. I could damage it even more. It also just smacks Hitmonlee for damage, smacks Chandelure for a bit of damage as well. Granted, it does resist, I believe, Ghost resist poison, if I'm not mistaken. I'm tired, guys, so if I make some mistakes, don't worry. But it also smacks Darmanitan for a lot more damage, and even Togekiss, if Togekiss just so happens to come in or does not flinch me, it does a lot of damage to them. So decided on physically defensive Among Us because it just sponges hits from the majority of his team. Regenerator gives me HP. Rocky Helmet is such a great item versus him, though if my opponent does happen to bring Hitmonlee plus Cinccino, I have to be smart about when I bring in my Among Us, because I don't want to bring in Among Us on a knockoff per se, since my Among Us is there to check those two, but I also just want that Cinccino to be punished whenever it attacks me, so I'll be playing smart. Now the next Pokemon I thought about bringing was Big Bird, Tornadus T. Now this pretty much gives me a nice, this shuts down Chandelure. Just because Assault Vest, Regenerator, I can switch it on any hit. Shadow Ball does not 2-hit KO me. Even with Stealth Rock up, I can live 2 Shadow Balls, knock it off if it is Scarf. If it's Specs, you know, I'll be able to deal with it with the remainder of my team. But the set I decided on running was U-Turn, Knockoff, and Hurricane. Now U-Turn just gives me a lot of utility into threats like Manaphy. As you can see, I do have Weavile, Fabio, and a few other Pokemon on this team. But U-Turn just gives me that initiative, and Knockoff is just really nice for knocking off his Cinccino, his Spiritomb, even his Togekiss, or even his Clefable or Jirachi's option. Like, he doesn't have really much that wants to switch in on a Big Bird, on a Stab Hurricane. His only rock resists, his only flying resists, excuse me, are Jirachi and Kabutops, both of which get threatened by my, obviously Archeops as well, but both of which get threatened by my other moves. As you can see, I do have Grass Knot. Now I'm hoping to really catch him off guard with this. Grass Knot at level 50 Okos Kabutops from full. It Okos Kabutops. It also does a hell of a lot, over 80% to Mega Swampert. So not that I necessarily need it, but it does relieve the pressure off of my Kabutops if he does have, off of my Among Us, sorry. Excuse me, like again, I'm just, you know, stumbling on my words, but it does really relieve the pressure off of my Among Us if he so happens to bring a bunch of hard physical attackers like Cinccino, Kabutops, and Hitmonlee per se. This deals with them. It also gives me a last-ditch effort, or even just a way of catching the Megapert off guard. Knockoff, obviously, for Chandelure and stuff like that, and Hurricane is just my stab move in general that I'll be firing off. Does good damage to a lot. Smacks Scyther, smacks Chandelure, smacks Hitmonlee, things like that. Obviously, I have to worry about hitting, but my spread was 248 HP, 48 speed def, and 212 speed. The reason I'm not running max speed is the only Pokemon that I really have to worry about outspeeding on his team is Cinccino. Besides Choice Scarf users, Cinccino is the fastest, or Cinccino, again, however you want to say it, is the fastest user on his team. It only hits 361 speed. I believe that is 181, maybe 183. I believe that's 183 if it's level 50. Don't quote me on that. I just know I do outspeed him when I made these spreads. But obviously I'll just show you guys if I want. Let's show you real quick. Look. Cinccino. Level 50. 59, what? Jolly, max speed, 183. So I hit 184. I just wanted that bench point, or that benchmark, that way I outspeed his his Cinccino 100%, and the speed def and HP allowed me to take on Chandelure pretty well, also giving me a really bulky Pokemon. Nice regenerated core between Among Us and my Tornadus, which actually really pair nicely together. And Grass Knot obviously was to catch the Swampert and stuff like that. Now, the next Pokemon I decided on bringing, named after my boy Zeph, is Weavile. Weavile is a Pokemon. His only real switch into Weavile is Clefable. So I really wanted to bring it. I decided on a Life Orb set. I could potentially run Lumberry on this because I guess it could help me with Thunder Wave from Togekiss, but honestly, the damage out from Life Orb is so much. Now, the moveset I decided on running was Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Knockoff, and Poison Jab. Some might be thinking, oh, what about Pursuit? That way you can trap Chandelure or something. You know, I don't want to go for Pursuit if it's not going to kill and I have a chance to lose my Weavile. I got to play really smart, guys. I don't want to lose this game. Granted, Pursuit is nice, definitely, but I felt like I needed Icicle Crash because it does so much damage to Megapert. It Okos Togekiss. It does so much to Clefable, as well as just a nice move in general. It actually 2-hit KO Spiritomb with Stealth Rock up. As you can see, I'm an Adamant Nature. I'll explain why I'm an Adamant Nature later on. But Ice Shard allows me to deal with Togekiss. I guess you could say that, oh, you don't need Ice Shard, bro. The thing is, guys, while I don't necessarily need priority ice move versus his team, what if he brings a Scarf Togekiss? Ice Shard actually can 2-hit KO it, and I really don't want to have to depend on breaking through flinches. So that's why I'm bringing Ice Shard 100%, because it gives me that way of dealing with a potential Scarf Togekiss. He could try and flinch my team to death. I'm just trying to be smart. Knockoff, obviously, stab, does so much damage. And the last move I decided on was to, Poison Jab, because Poison Jab actually does 54 to 63%, I think, something like that to Clefable, if I'm not mistaken. I guess I could show you guys the calc if I wanted to. Calc. Let's see, because I am an Adamant Weavile, so I'll make it level 50 just to show you guys the calc. Again, I'm assuming he's gonna be. Oh my God, that Moonblast! Calm down, bro. That actually doesn't even OHKO me. As you can see, I am level 50, Adamant, and Poison Jab. I think it does even more than I was saying. But this is max unaware Clefable. Not that that matters, but it does 53 to 64%. So coming in on knockoff, it takes 24%, loses its item. He actually only has one Pokemon to bring in on Weavile too, which is Clefable. And if it is unaware Clefable, then losing its leftovers also helps my man if you beat it at 1v1. But this Poison Jab really does help me with Clefable. It's a nice lure, and it actually supports the rest of my team, as you guys will see. Of course, I still do have Sludge Bomb as well as Clear Smog, because I can't really depend on one Pokemon. I don't want to give Weavile that much pressure. And Ice Shard also helps me deal with Archeops. It does 86 to 10 something percent, 101% maybe. So it's Stealth Rock Up, I knock it out. And the reason I decided on Adamant Nature is because the damage output is so much different than Jolly Nature. The only Pokemon I would need to outspeed potentially with a Jolly Nature, the only Pokemon I do outspeed with a Jolly Nature, excuse me, depending on Scarf or not, would be Archeops, Cinccino, and I believe Scyther. Don't quote me on that. I believe Scyther actually has the same speed as me if it is a Jolly Nature. Let's see that real quick. Scyther. Just to make sure, you know, I don't want to say something and have it be stupid, or I don't want to say something and have it, you know, not be backed up by facts. That's something I feel you should say, especially when you're on the internet and you have people following you. You should back up something with facts. But yeah, Scyther actually hits 172 speed if it is Jolly. So that is something I could actually change my Weavile spread for. I think I'll actually do that right now, maybe. Let's see. It depends if I feel like that Scyther's a threat. So I believe I could actually, you know what? Just in case, you know. You never know. You want to be smart versus this guy. Versus anybody, honestly. What the hell, man? Level 50 taking like, all my EVs. Please just go. Alright, so, yeah. Alright, now this allows me to outspeed Scyther as well as Jirachi. Jirachi was the Pokemon that I wanted to be able to outspeed no matter what. If it was, unless it was Choice Scarf, of course. But Jirachi, this allows me to outspeed it. This also allows me to smack Togekiss with my Ice Crash. Ice Crash is also a 2-hit KO on Mega Swampert, 100%, especially with Stealth Rock up. And I was actually debating between Ice Punch and Ice Crash, just because Ice Punch also does a hell of a lot to Togekiss. If he's only running max HP, I believe it does 95% minimum. And of course, Ice Crash is like 107% minimum. But, you know, if I get a miss, that's on me. The speed allows me to outspeed Jirachi basically, and just pummel the rest into attack, just to attack him, do as much damage as possible. And obviously, as you saw before, I did have more Spadef. The reason being for that is it allowed me to take on Togekiss a bit better. Air Slash was not a 2-hit KO, and yeah, it would have allowed me to take it on. But I'm content with the spread anyway, just because it allows me to outspeed a potential Scyther, which could be an issue. Now, because Weavile actually lures Clefable. Actually, he's only switching to Weavile is his Clefable, and Weavile lures it with Poison Jab. I decided that I would use an Agility Mega Ampharos, or my boy Fabio. Now, looking at his team, like I said, Weavile deals with Jirachi, potentially Clefable, potentially Togekiss, smacks this, knock off. This could be a problem, but I can knock it off. Ice Crash actually 2-hit KOs the defensive set with Stealth Rock up. Ice Crash. This I have what's it called? I have Amoonguss in the back, and no, I have Ice Shard for these two if needed. But Mega Ampharos actually does a hell of a lot of work versus him. He does not have a Dragon type on his team, so I really felt no need to use Dragon Pulse. Thunderbolt does about the same to everything on his team that Dragon Pulse would. The only Pokemon that takes that can actually take a Thunderbolt, his only electric resist, is It's only actually resist is Mega Swampert. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to use Agility Ampharos, and I'm going to give it HP Grass. HP Grass actually does a hell of a lot, over 80% easily to a Mega Swampert. I actually decided on a Timid Nature over a Modest Nature, and I'll explain why in a bit. But Thunderbolt, HP Grass, and Agility. As you can see, I do have Volt Switch and Agility on the same set. Now, this is just in case I don't have to set up an Agility right off the bat. I could Agility up just to force him not to go for a specific move. I could Agility up that way he can't go for maybe he has a setup move on his team, and you know, now that I'm Agility threat in front of him, he can't he doesn't want to set up because he has to deal with this threat. And I can Volt Switch on out of there. I can even just go for Volt Switch. He doesn't even know I have Agility. He probably won't even see it coming. But the spread I have is 252 special attack with a Timid Nature and 196 speed. Now, the reason I'm not running a Modest Nature is because with an Agility, I actually can, I believe, I actually outspeed Choice Scarf Timid Togekiss at level 50. Yeah, I do. Because I believe Choice Scarf Timid Togekiss hits 145, and I hit 148.5 with this spread, with an Agility up. No. Silly me. One sec. Because I think I was calculating it wrong. 99 times 2. Well, I was calculating wrong because I was giving myself a Choice Scarf spread with an Agility up. But Agility obviously gives me +2 speed. I can actually afford to, I believe, run a Modest Nature on this thing now. Because 237 just hits so much harder. It actually does a lot more to, to Swampert. It actually has a chance to KO with rocks up. So I believe this spread is better. The 90 times 2 allows him to outspeed his entire team, bar Jirachi. A Choice Scarf variant of Jirachi will be able to outspeed me anyway. Though, one thing I did want to deal with, no. Sorry, excuse me. I'm confusing myself. The reason I had this is because it allows me to outspeed, Cinccino at +2 as well as his entire team. So that's why I had that spread. I'm just trying to remember why I had this spread, and then I was like, oh, I outspeed Togekiss. But I do outspeed Togekiss after an Agility, even if it is Choice Scarf. I can smack it with a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt hits his entire team, honestly. Especially with Clefable being weakened, what the hell does he have to stop a Mega Ampharos? What does anybody have for Fabio, man? But Fabio can put in a lot of work versus his team, especially with the Agility up. And this allows him to outspeed Cinccino as well as his entire team, bar a Scarf Jirachi, which, you know, unless he's running... I mean, Ice Punch, he could run Ice Punch. It won't be doing too much. I decided just to dump the rest into HP just to give me that bulk. And Fabio, obviously, with the team support from Weavile, as well as 83% right here, it can definitely put in work versus his team. Now, the last member... Fortunately, it doesn't have T-Wave. That's actually something I looked for on Claydol. It doesn't have T-Wave. Was Claydol. Now, I didn't have a Stealth Rocker, nor did I have Hazard Control. He does have 2 Ghost types. I do have a really weird set, as you can see, but I'll explain it, of course. And I wanted a Stealth Rocker, but I didn't want... I'm going to make this clear, guys. Even though Claydol it has Rapid Spin and Stealth Rock, it doesn't have to get up Stealth Rock. It doesn't have to Rapid Spin. It's not pressure to do both. The reason I wanted Claydol is because Archeops could actually be a pain to deal with. Claydol shouldn't be 2-KO with the Max set after Leftovers, though it does have a chance to be 2-KO'd, I believe. But this is basically my... I do have a check to this, to Archeops being Weavile. It can actually almost OHKO it with Ice Shard, depending on rolls. And 83%, my boy Amoonguss can actually live Acrobatics from full, like I said. So if I need be, I can Spore it if needed. But I wanted a Rapid Spinner. He does have 2 Ghost types on his team. If he wants to bring Spiritomb, then he brings Spiritomb. If he brings Spiritomb, Clear Smog Amoonguss, this can beat it, knock off its item, etc., etc. I wanted Stealth Rock, and I also wanted to bring the Rapid Spin. I don't always feel like I need to bring Rapid Spin, especially if my opponent has a Defogger. I can pressure them to do that. Now, he does have a Defogger. He does have 2 potential Defoggers, I believe, and Archeops as well as Togekiss. And, excuse me, sorry. I don't know why I'm saying excuse me to me who's doing this, but he does have 2 potential Defoggers, as well as a Spinner and Kabutops, and as well as Hitmonlee. But I wanted to bring Claydol because I can get up Stealth Rock, I can Rapid Spin if needed, and the reason I actually decided on Ice Beam Reflect is because this is my main way. This is another check to Archeops, so I want to be able to Ice Beam it to 2-KO it. I believe I 2-KO with Ice Beam. Let's actually calc that to make sure, because Claydol, as you can see, the RU thing says don't use Claydol. I mean, I guess I could agree, but it's whatever. I got sniped on a lot of picks, and I needed a stealth rocker. I do have a bunch of stealth rockers, but I wanted a rapid spinner or a defogger, and most of them got sniped. But Archeops, nope, Archeops. Just to show you guys, let's say it's the RU lead, low 50. As you can see, I do 65 to 77% minimum. So I also put reflect on this because, all right, let's see. I'm gonna show you guys a scenario. I decided on no earth power just because Big Bird, as well as Manaphy, as well as Weavile can check channel alert depending on what it's locked into. It goes for Fire Blast, and Manaphy can take it and rest up. Even Fabio can take a Fire Blast, or even a Shadow Ball if it wants to. Smack it with Thunderbolt. I think Stealth Rock up are more important to me, or more crucial for me, than actually rapid spinning away his own hazards, just because it means that Fabio can actually wreck him with an agility up if Stealth Rock are up. But I decided on reflect because the scenario is my opponent has a physical attacker out. I am about to die with my Claydol. I get up a reflect. They kill me. Now, what does he have to stop? He's a physical attacker. What does he have to stop? My Ampharos from Mega Evolving and going for agility and plowing through his team. So I thought reflect would be a good option. It also gives me a last ditch effort versus Archeops if it does become a problem, as well as Mega Swapper. I could actually eat up a hit. Same thing with Jirachi, etc. So that reflect is just there. I think it was a good moveset. I don't think I really needed earth power, honestly. It doesn't do much. This thing only has, as you can see, it's actually level 100. That should be fixed. It's level 50. As you can see, it only has 90 special attacks, so earth power wouldn't have done anything. It would have been a 2 KO on things, obviously, if it was super effective. But yeah, that's basically going to be the team right there, and why I picked every single member. I feel like I do cover every single member of his team with these 6. Of course, you know, I never know what my opponent's going to bring. I never know at all what my opponent's going to bring. But I'm definitely very excited to bring you the game. The game will be up tomorrow, so you guys, if you guys want to check that out, just, you know, sub to me or something. I don't know. You know, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed building this team, also talking with Jambat a bit, and you know, just bringing this to you. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you everybody for watching. And like I said, if you guys want to check out any info on the UCL, what the hell it is, there's a link down below to my video explaining it. I guess Nappy and Mo's video mostly, but I'm also in it, as well as the Twitter of the UCL channel, as well as my Twitter and stuff like that if you guys want to follow me. So yeah, until next time, guys, later. And you know, hashtag Bronx Beartics. Let's go. Let's get this first win. So yeah, guys, later.